You know, this great player got criticism in the press for playing where the money was right. But he did well. Not only got him to the Hockey Hall of Fame, he won several Stanley Cups and played for the Cup several times more than probably a lot of people expected it would be. So today we're not going to talk about Tommy Smith, the track and field star, but Tommy Smith, the hockey player. Now, born September 27th, 1886 in Ottawa, he was one of the best money players of his era. He won 2 Stanley Cups with Ottawa in 06 and Quebec Bulldogs in 1913, but made his monetary bones by being part of that legendary Ottawa Silver Seven dynasty. His 2 older brothers, Alf and Harry, also played pro hockey. Now, again, born in Ottawa to Mr. and Mrs. Henry Smith, he was one of 7 brothers who would play senior hockey. He began playing senior hockey as an amateur with the Ottawa Emmets from 03 till 05. He joined the Ottawa Victorias of the Federal Amateur Hockey League in 1906 and also played for the Stanley Cup champion Ottawa Hockey Club, aka the Silver Seven, that same year with his older brothers Alf and Harry. He moved to Pittsburgh to become a pro player with the Pittsburgh Professionals in 06, playing 3 seasons with the team before returning to Canada to join the Brantford Indians of the OPHL. Smith played 2 seasons with Brantford, but missed much of the 1910 season with typhoid. In 1911, he became a member of the Galt Professionals of the OPHL, helping Galt win the OPHL championship. Along with most of the Galt team, he bolted to the Moncton Victorias the following season, helping Moncton win the Maritime title. The Galt and Moncton team Smith was a member of played consecutive Stanley Cup challenges, Galt against Ottawa in 11 and Moncton against Quebec in 1912, both times unsuccessful. Now, when he joined the Bulldogs for the 1913 season, he won the Stanley Cup at the end of the campaign. After the 1914 season in Quebec, he was traded twice to the Toronto Shamrocks. This caused a dispute with the Pacific Coast Hockey Association. At that time, the NHA and the PCHA had an agreement whereby the PCHA teams could draft 1 player from 3 to 6 teams of the NHA. He was eventually traded away from Quebec, who was eligible to lose a player. He started playing for the Shamrocks, though he had been drafted by Victoria of the PCHA. It was found the initial trade was not allowed, and Quebec retraded him to Toronto during the season, disregarding the PCHA efforts to get him. During the 1915 season, he was traded back to Quebec, avoiding the PCHA draft again. Now, much like his older brother Harry, Tommy was a mercenary when it came to club loyalty, playing for a number of different teams in Canada and the States. In December 1914, when he still had not reached terms with the Toronto Ontario Shamrocks franchise, he claimed the location where he played was secondary to the financial aspect of the game. I don't care where I play, he said. The story about my not wanting to play anywhere else but Ottawa is not correct. I'll play here or in Mexico if the money is strong enough. Now, while skating for the Ottawa Victorias in 06, he led the FHL with 12 goals, including 8 counters in a game against Brockville on February 23rd, 06. In future years, he was the leading goal scorer in the OPHL in 1909, the MPHA in 1911, and the NHA in 14 and 15. An inductee in the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1973. Now, teams he played with only 5'6", 150, a big center. Pittsburgh Professionals, Pittsburgh Lysicums, Pittsburgh Bankers, Ottawa Hockey Club, Brantford Indians, Galt Professionals, Moncton Victorias, Quebec Bulldogs, Toronto Shamrocks, and the Montreal Canadiens. Now, his time with the Montreal Canadiens, he had played with them in the Stanley Cup, of course, losing to Seattle that year. So final NHL totals, 141 goals, 17 assists for 158 points, 1906 and 1913 Stanley Cup winner, inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1973. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Smith, what a player. Have, stick, will travel, paid well, did great, and not too many hockey cards out there. I had a hard time finding graphics on them, but well deserved for the recognition. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.